Hi everyone. I'm very happy to welcome all of you to the second episode of the Failure Show. Thank you very much for all your support and love that you have shown. It has been overwhelming for me, and it has also been a source of motivation and encouragement to continue inviting guests with interesting profiles. Today, I'm very happy to have one of my most beloved teachers. So her name is Miss Sherry Yohanan. She was one of the first teachers who has taught law to me. But now, her profile motivates me, and I believe that it will motivate many other law students also, because she has moved into filmmaking in Nairobi, Kenya. And I'm very excited to talk to her and know her perspectives about success, failure, filmmaking, studying law, and also teaching law. Hello, ma'am. Thank you so much for coming on this show.
Hi, Pranusha. Thank you so much for inviting me to this. Yeah.
My pleasure, ma'am. Ma'am, let's just begin with the questions which I have for you. We would like to
Mhm.
know your early life, not just the non-legal part, but also your law school life. Why you chose to study law?
First of all, I did my schooling from a small village called Kulishekaram. It's a very small village, and our exposure was so minimal. So at that time, during my school time, the only things which I know is going to be a doctor, engineer, and nursing. Other than that, I didn't know more of any other profession at that time. And the school, after my schooling, during my schooling time, my mother always says that she wants to become an advocate, lawyer, and
Okay.
everything. So I think that also that influenced me, maybe one of the reason. And at that time also, I am really fond of this movie. So at that time there was a movie called Talam Tettiya Tarata. It is in my mother tongue. It's in Malayalam. So in that,
Okay.
Lakshmi, the actress Lakshmi, is doing a very strong role as a lawyer, which
Okay.
inspired me. This I'm watching when I was in sixth standard or seventh standard. So from then I always thought that I want to become a lawyer, and that is how I just developed my dream about it to become a lawyer, and then I joined the law school. So, and another one history is my mother's family is the first high court judge,
Okay.
female high court. Justice Anna Chandi Judge is from my mother's side. So that was
Okay.
also there in the family. When we go for a family meeting and everything, they will say that okay, Justice Anna Chandi is from our family. So I thought that is a big position that everybody um, will honor, and I will also get a place in that. So I like, okay, that is a big thing. So let me also join this thing. And my parents also supported. Like they said that whatever you want to become, it's okay. Like first thing I can say that I my minimal exposure about other career was one of the reason which I got into law. And the not my real passion, but what the other people were glorifying about lawyers made me to join. Yeah.
Wow, this is interesting to know, because when you used to teach us, this never came across because
Oh
you
no,
used to
that
be
I
so
can't say. At
passionate.
that time I was a teacher. I can't say that. I can't say my students all this. I have
Yes,
to
ma'am.
about my passion or something else. I would have told a big story about it, but this is the real thing. What?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And ma'am, so I knew a bit about your law school life, that you were active in student politics. You used to share some stories. We would
Yes,
like to
exactly.
know, yeah, how was I mean, what attracted you to be a part of student politics, and are there any memorable stories regarding that?
Yes, politics is like I was a very good orator there, and I had my own view and perspective about politics. So when we talk, like when we keep that on for a debate or anything, I was always having that feeling like there can be some changes. can be bought into like in students mentality, or this is the way the things should run and everything. So but in that level also my parents were so restrictive, like they didn't want me to get into this political active, because they were really scared about especially with Kerala politics,
Yes,
where
ma'am.
there are odd things were happening, so they didn't want that thing to happen. So even though I was always interested, especially with Kerala politics, what's happening, what is the current scenario and everything. I was well aware of that. When I started talking about it, when I started discussing about it, so I felt like I always had a place, and people were all the students. I mean, my colleagues. I mean, not colleagues. Yeah, classmates. Classmates. They were also really inviting. I mean, encouraging me to be a part of politics. So I got into this politics. I stood for election, and then afterwards, after the election, the workload which I had within, I really learned politics in that 1 year of that. I mean, politics is what not we are seeing from outside,
Yes, ma'am.
not the person. It's a complete strategy which we can play it in a different level. That is politics. That it's a strategy. It's like, no, a
Okay.
good person, a kind-hearted person, they can't do anything in politics. That is for sure. They should know the strategy how to become a politician. I think there should be like T.N. Sheshan's time itself. He was saying like we need a political. I mean, for the politicians, we need a separate school for that. It is very important. It's very
Okay.
very important. We need a complete training for the politicians, how to be in every aspect they have to go through. So yeah, that is how my political experience at that time. Yeah.
So, ma'am, when you say that politics is important, are you talking only about electoral politics or politics in every field for that matter?
Can you go more specific about that question, like in
Uh,
like space
uh, for,
politics?
for example, ma'am, say someone is working in an office or someone is
Mm-hmm.
a student. There
Mm-hmm.
might be politics, office politics, for example, politics in every sphere of our professional lives, right?
Yes,
So,
yes.
what is your take on this?
I yeah, of course, you also know, like in
Yes, ma'am.
every sector, in the film sector, even the law school where I was teaching, everywhere there was politics. Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
it is politics. So initially, I mean, when I was teaching you, I was young then. The way I was dealing with this thing is like I was so hyper. When I knew something, I was taking all that thing. Within what I was thinking is, within this month I can change everything. Like
Okay.
I want all the changes about inequality, about all. But and that's not the now I realize that that is not the way to approach politics, in either in the work I mean in the work field or in the film field or anything. It needs patience, it needs good research when you're moving against that kind of a thing, and it need to be faced legally. It's not about going into
Okay.
the social media and making some noises there. No, all the social media can stay only for a week or a month. Okay, if you're going legally and then you're making noise on the social media, everything, if it's going through on a same line, then a positive result can be seen. But now what I'm seeing with the youngsters or all the feminism or whatever it is, they are making a lot of noise in the media, but they are not doing what really need to be done.
Okay.
Yeah, it is like because if there is a remedy, but they're not approaching. They want everything to be fast, and they want the result within 1 or 2 days. So another one is, within 1 or 2 days their fire will also goes down. About an
Yeah.
issue, they will shout for 4 or 5 days, then their fire goes down, and they will catch up with another one issue and goes on, and this issue will stay there just like that. So the issues, whatever political issues, and this thing, it need to be researched and strategically solved. Of course there will be failure, definitely. You will be feel like I'm done with this. But if you're going on proceeding, definitely there will be a result. That's what I felt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you share with us any incidents where you faced failure and how you think it helped you evolve as a person?
uh, I should not I mean like, I should not share this, but I have to, because I'm sharing this to my one of my student. That so after my LLM, my best my goal was to become a I want to get into a government college as a lecturer, because
Okay.
I was 100% sure that I want to become a lecturer. Like that's my ultimate aim.
Okay.
So tried with law college, then I got into the law college was quite okay. Like I was able to manage the kids. Like I was teaching Indians Hindu Succession Act,
Okay.
I think so. So that was there, and I was quite happy with that crowd. But when I moved to KSLU, Karnataka State Law University, there I have seen a cream of students who are really well knowledge. Like I can this student knows much better than me. For example, I can say Sarfraz Hussain, that boy,
Yeah.
and one girl also there, her name I forgot. It was a good friend of she's working she's practicing law now. So these kids were so well, they are well bred, and I felt like my knowledge, am I right for this one, for teach this student? Am I meant for this thing? That question was there from the very beginning, like half term itself. Really, I was in a question.
Okay.
So I I am I feel like failure is not which is something happening from external. It is always happening internal. I failed myself there. I mean, I always consider success is also in that level. When I conquer myself is success. Maybe
Okay.
on a small maybe on a small thing, if I can do a diet program for 10 days, I feel like I'm successful, because I could follow a routine, I could follow a schedule, I can say no to meat. This thing, I feel it as a success. So in that level, I felt internally I was feeling that there is a big failure. But I also say that, like mood court, I was fully engaged on mood court. Any other things which is coming on my way, I was not ready to take, because I knew that my mood court strength is much more, at least to motivate, not with the subject information, at least to motivate the kids to go to the such platform. So I tried to switch my internal failure or a failure to a level which will benefit to kids. But I
Okay.
definitely, I knew that it will not go for a long run. It will definitely
Okay.
go for then I when I shifted, then when I got the opportunity to go as a lecturer or anything, I felt like I will always in my in when somebody says about Sherry's story, I'm having a quiet bunch of students, which I can proudly say is I taught them, I am having them. I don't want any other, I don't want to, like I was pretty sure that I'm not going to something with law. I can go, but not on a teaching field. So
Okay.
that is a one incident which I can say right now. Yeah. And externally, there are a lot of failures which I face on a monthly basis, because when I approach for a meeting, we know like so many things, because of the internal politics I may lose that. And I never go to fight for that. Sometimes if I feel so, I will go. Otherwise, I will carry on with the other project and I go ahead. But more than that, failure, when I consider failure, it's an internal thing. When I feel like I lost myself, there I call failure. So that happens quite often. Like I feel maybe from my friend says congratulations, hello, and everything, then also I feel myself like whether I deserve, that is a failure. I calculate failure in that level.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you face such feelings inside, how do you deal with them, the feelings?
uh, See, it is to overcome that feeling is, yeah, it comes sometimes, this failure comes with a guilt, sometimes
Yeah.
this failure with loneliness. Sometimes this failures comes with obligations. These failures are really attached to one or the other emotions. So whatever I can rectify on that part, I will do it. Otherwise, what I will do it, I will give time to it, because I always have nowadays I have a schedule or a discipline. Like I schedule my each and every day. So when I face this failure, I will not be feeling doing anything for next 2 days. I give that gap. I just don't
Okay.
do anything. But still my schedules are pending there. That I know. Like I have to wake up. I know that okay, this 2 days is okay. I will overcome, and on the third day I wake up and I work according to the schedule. So I never forced. I tried meditation. I tried so many things which others are saying or the books are saying that this is the method to do. But I think for me myself, I found my own method. Give it time. It will Time will always cure everything. So give it a time, but don't give too much of time. Don't complain about that and move to the level of depression. Don't give that
Okay.
much of time. But you should schedule your day, and you are not doing according to the schedule, it's okay. Next day also, if you're following the same, if it's okay, but the third day you have to raise up and you will act according to the schedule, what you're supposed to do. Yeah. So that's how then some of the time which I face failure because of one person, and next third day I want to face that person in the same workplace. That is bit
Yeah.
challenging. Like because of we know that success, I mean this person is the main reason for my failure, and I after 2 days I want to face this person in my workspace or something like that. What is the thing which I take is I just ignore that person completely, or I pretend that I'm the happiest person in the world, which will everybody go down. That I have seen. Don't show that. Like I myself, it's not I'm pretending. I feel like I'm the happiest person. I'm still alive, I'm breathing, my son is doing good, my husband is there for me. So I don't like, of course this project I lost, it's okay, I will go on. You go on with your project, let me try with my next one. So I go on. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very helpful, ma'am, for all of us, because such feelings, though we don't talk about them often, all of us have faced at one
Yeah,
or the other times.
but they're fighting their own battle, that is for sure. That is for
Yes,
any
ma'am.
such. If you go for an interview like this, everybody will be having that. And you should also aware that when the person is angry or something like that, he's also fighting some one or the other battle. Like he's
Yes,
not
ma'am.
in the safer. So it will be easy for us to go ahead with what we are having.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So
And one
how?
more
Yeah.
I left is I pray. I take
Okay.
time to pray. Yeah, I don't think deeper about the existence of God or anything, but prayer gives me like it is okay for me, so I pray sometimes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So by prayer you mean meditation?
No, it is like I really think that this humans cannot solve this my problem. This anybody over this world cannot solve it. I don't know whether God needs me. At that time, I feel like I need a God. I need some supernatural to depend on to solve this problem. So I, I, I really pray to a supernatural power. It's not meditation. Meditation becomes sometimes it becomes really. That is why I told, like, most of the friends suggested. Gave me like you should go for a meditation course, or you should this will help you and everything. I tried, but it is not working for me. For me,
Okay.
if you want to cry, just sit and cry for a day. I don't mind, because I know, like, I will cry for a day. Second day, then I will have a coffee, tea, or anything, and the third day I will go back to work. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's fascinating that from a law professor, you're now a successful filmmaker. For our
Yeah.
viewers to know, Sherry ma'am now she heads Matshepo Moving Picture Company. She's also the creative director of this company. So, ma'am, how did this transformation happen from a law professor to a entrepreneur in filmmaking?
After doing whatever there in India, then we came here in Kenya. We were here in Kenya. So always filmmaking, or one thing from my childhood, my parents say is that you don't remember anything in the book, but whatever characters or whatever story in the screen, you remember everything. The parents used to criticize, like, what you see there, you can remember, why you're not remembering this thing, like always there. So always I had a passion, and I don't forget, I really have had a critical view about every film, but I never thought that taking that into as my career, I never thought about it. But once I've been here as a uh, law student, I just wanted to work somewhere, just to do a random work or something like that. And my parents were also here at that time, so they wanted me to apply for the legal profession or some of the other thing to do here. But it was really disturbing. Like, I don't know what to do, but I didn't want this legal career to go for. I mean, I don't want to go with that thing. What else? I mean, I was so confused at that time. During that time, I got into this as a industrial trainer for the Langata Women's Prison. Is a prison. So
Okay.
it's a prison. We go there and we train them for some handmade or some activity, so that when they come out of the prison, they can sell those things and they can live, because normally they will not be accommodated back into their village or something. That is the crisis these ladies were going on. So I gone there. When I gone there, I really liked so many things, and I felt like, I mean, what the ladies were saying, how they got into the prison. Few of the stories I could hear, because I'm not allowed to hear for what crime they are here there. But even though
Okay.
I got some information about it, so it really inspired me, and I those are all the stories which was there in my mind. And all of a sudden, what happened is, one day my father told, like, you have to go and apply for the legal this for the legal registration here to practice as a lawyer or something like that. I took all my certificate, uh, and then I walked into a because before that I left something is like, of course, during this jail program and everything, I knew there is a lot of stories. I want to say this to the world. How I'm going to say it? Is it a documentary? So many research was going on. Then later, I wanted to do it as a story. So I called one of my friend back in India, and I told, like, I feel like I want to say the story outside to the world about what they are facing. It is women. What you are thinking is not right. So that's a person. That person has said that you are doing it wrongly, because first you need to study what film is.
Okay.
Before, don't try to do something which people are like, that's the biggest mistake you are doing. Try to learn about film or something like that. So when my father told this, what I did is, I took all my certificate. On the way, I got into a film school, and I applied there with a small money which I had, and I applied there. And I was a bit scared to come back and say that I'm not doing anything, I'm going to study at the age of 35. Like, completely I'm switching my career.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the time I got into film school, and I started it was no I at the age 33 I started, and for 35 I started my first company. Yeah, that is how I got into film. I mean, this one. So uh, after joining to film school, there is a lot of revelations. I knew more about filmmaking and more about the industry. After knowing a lot of the things, just I was also evolving. I didn't complete my I mean, I'm evolving from. I can't say that that was my goal, and I didn't end up like, no. More and more I'm exposed. I'm evolving. I switch my ideas. I'm switch my thinkings. I'm still on that stage. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Uh, what gave you the guts to change? I mean, you totally changed your field at the age of 33. Not many people have the courage to do that.
Yes, that's very true. That's very true, because I am seeing a lot of people who is reluctant to do, because they don't want to come out of the comfort zone what they are enjoying right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Even salary and everything, and everything is okay for them. So coming out of that comfort zone is not that easy, but being true to yourself, once if you're trying to be true to yourself, then as you see that yourself as a big failure. I've seen myself as a big failure till that date. I don't know, I have not achieved much, but that step, I feel it like that is a first success step which I got into the film school. I didn't achieve
Okay.
anything. Towards myself, I justified. Something was calling for me, like something was really didn't make me happy. So when I when I quit one thing, and when I came out of that comfort zone, and when I was ready to hear all the blames and things from the family side and everything, I was ready for everything. But it didn't sound so horrible to me, because I am handling a success then. Because
Okay.
I can, I was I was I'm truly moving to the direction which I want, definitely what
Okay.
I want. So I that is the step which I have taken.
Okay.
I
Uh,
It's a much priority. Like even now also, what I do is, more than I always say to everyone, give yourself priority. Then only you can take care of anybody else in the world. So
okay.
you give your priority, so then it's okay. It's okay. You can convince, because at that time I had really, because my work was very important. My salary here was also very important. At that time, the Chaco was going to school. So many taking care of Chaco, as I'm also going to the school for doing something. So as a good mother, are you a good mother? Are you a These are the questions every time people pose to me. But I was saying, like, my son can see a true mother, like who
Yeah.
maybe I was to make his lunch or his breakfast, but he had seen a lady who's running behind a passion. So he will definitely understand a woman. So that is what I am trying. Showing your true self is the best thing you can give to your generation.
Okay. Ma'am, so during this period when you were, say, struggling or starting in a new field, how did you
Mm-hmm.
handle, were there any thoughts or fears in your mind, like, what if I fail in this? Uh,
What if not? That was a complete failure list. Like, I didn't know the language. I didn't. External failures was so much. Like, I was
okay,
not in some of the projects they are doing, because I don't know the language, and my age was also a bit issue. They were considering like late night, because when we go for these award functions and everything, it is the late night shoot, like
okay,
live event and everything. They consider that, oh, she's too old to manage all this. I was not that old. I knew my energy, then I can do better than anyone. But even though I was cornered, like, I can't, I may not be able to do. But I that is what, by my inner strength was more. I knew that I never considered, it is their perspective. They, whatever you think, I want to do whatever I wanted to do. And it came to an extent, like they grouped, and they really want to put me into a failure list. They didn't approve for one of my paper, one of
okay,
my product. It's called a production design paper. Then I thought that it is not good to fight this one. Just come out and do what I wanted to do. Like, I wanted to start a movie. So I had a group from there. From there I started my first production company, or Bundi Film, from there. So I had a lot of practical knowledge about this, about, because I started working then as
okay,
a answer. I started working then. So yeah. So it is, we can't say that I was, like, it is from outside. When the people see for the first few years, it's like a complete fail list. Then
okay.
I got recognized for few of the movie. Then people started saying, like, that is the success rate which you might be seeing. From there
Yes,
only you
ma'am.
are series. I mean, it got award. It got us Kenya's best movie award and everything. From there only you are saying. But before that, if you can, you can see hundreds of failure stories are there in that stack. And then this happened. Yeah. But we
Sure.
can't. failure and we can't do an excel out of it. But if you keep moving on and moving on and moving on, then definitely the result is there.
Okay. You mentioned about Mimi Nani, which is your film, which
Yeah.
got the Best Film Award in the
Yeah.
2018 Slum Film Festival.
Yeah.
Congratulations, ma'am, for winning this award.
Thank you.
Could you tell us a bit more about how uh, the story evolved, the entire thing about this movie?
Actually, Mimi Nani got that award. It's not about the production quality or anything. It is for the story itself, because
Okay,
it's a story. Maybe now it's a 2016 17 movie, and at that time this is really a good topic to be discussed here, because women is always categorized on what she's doing. If she's a sex worker, then she's a prostitute. If she's a if she's alone, she's a single mom. If she's a drunkard, I mean, she for her every time her I mean, even the neighbors, everything comes with a tagline.
yes,
Like
ma'am.
if she's like that, then her community is different. Here the single mother is a big thing here. Like, if most of the ladies are single mother and everything, and the way they are fighting the battle and everything is different. Yeah, we are fine. Yeah. So with the way we are fighting the battle was the ladies over here was fighting the battle is I mean, very different. That inspired me to write a story about the women, how they are going on, like, how they are going on with this life, not complaining
Okay,
about any. They're proceeding with all this the thing, mother, when she's girl, mother, all these titles which is coming to her. So how she's dealing with that, the story was about that. And it was really really, it went well. Well, I don't know, like, whether I could give 100 percentage to that movie, but even though what very little which I put in, people really accepted it. That is why it really clicked.
okay. Were there any setbacks or failures when you were shooting this film, and how did you handle them?
No, I had, like, this film while shooting, it was a very smooth go. Like, nothing
Okay,
didn't happen, anything didn't happen. But later on, when I planned for a movie, the next movie, which I planned with heavy budget, investors and everything, that movie is still not out. That was the
okay,
biggest which I planned in my whole career. I wanted that movie to come out, because it is, I knew that it had, because first thing is, censor board was giving, the certification was A certification. So there I got a halt there. Then afterwards they said that they can't release this movie. So this movie, I did it in 2018. It's not yet out. Like, I don't think so. It's going to be out. That's a biggest. Like, when you say that somebody's biggest failure, of course, a failure. Full direction, full cinematographer and everything. So his name, he came from India. We did it in a very good way. And my 1 year of my research, 1 year of my recce, like, we go to the location and casting and everything gone waste. But I can't
okay,
sit on that. I went on. I moved on, and I thought that, okay, even if it's not going out, it's then only God comes in. Then we can easily say it's God's will.
okay. So what you're saying is you stick to your passion no matter what.
Yeah. I'm happy here. It's not stick
Okay,
to passion. Not like, when it is giving a lot of pain to me, of course I will rethink. Like, it is, the pain which I can't, this I can manage. I feel like this is what I wanted to do. And because what I wanted to do, this things happens. Like a mother giving birth to a child, the delivery pain and everything, alas, she know that a baby is going to be out. So so I that pain is there, definitely, but I'm
okay,
okay.
okay. And ma'am, do you have any parting thoughts about this whole failure success dichotomy, and all of us trying to do what we like in our lives, following our interests.
uh, okay, let me put it in this way. Everybody are having a dream, like dream is there for everyone, and the dream, they say that they take it, they modify it, and they say that it's my passion. And it is there with, especially with the new generation. There's nothing wrong about it. You should have a passion and everything, but what is the time you are investing for it? What is the schedule? Are you disciplined for achieving that definite that passion? Because passion, talent, don't confuse talent and passion. You might be talented on something, but you need training for such a talent to be a to go to another level or something
Okay.
like that. The major thing is people are having talent, they have passion, but they don't have time, they don't have proper training, they don't have discipline, they don't have anything of this kind, and they say that okay, now my project is a failure, my thing is a failure. How it will definitely end up in a failure. So between dream and reality, in between is discipline. That is the
Okay.
is you have to put a discipline. Then then we can say that okay, you have achieved your passion, or you have achieved your this thing. Passion, I now, everyone which I'm coming across, like they are having passion, but they don't know how to go about it, and they don't know how to delegate that. Because one of if somebody's passion is music, he don't his passion is completely on music, then he need to find in this world, he need to find a strategist, he need to find a digital marketing person to market him as a musician.
Yeah.
You know, he should find who's capable of doing all this, a real manager. He needs a manager to schedule his shows or anything. So this passionate person is not considering other person to come into their life to manage their life. That is
Okay.
also they keeping away. Because as a creative, you also sing well, and you are also a creative person. Because our mind gets so disturbed, so we need a psychologist, or we need something somebody who can who say that it's okay to go on, carry on, something like that. There is
Yes.
nothing wrong to manage ourselves. So uh, so that is my ultimate thing. Like now everybody is talking about passion, but what you're doing about doing with that? Are you really taking risk for that? Are you taking time to achieve that goal? Are you ready to take failures for that? That is more important. Because it comes with, because it is, failure is always equal to success. Like it is a proportion. There is no success rate, like so you have to face with a lot of failures. Are you ready to face failures to achieve your I mean to goal? I will not say a goal or something like that, to whatever you wanted to do. First thing comes is a failure. So failure, and face failure, that is the most important thing. Because if you don't face failure, you don't have a story to say. Like you
Yes,
will
ma'am.
not enjoy that. You will not enjoy that. Like, you know, if you go to a mountain, take the coffee berry coming down, and you're falling down, and then you're taking to the home and grinding it, making a coffee. That is coffee for me.
Wow.
Yeah, instant
Okay.
coffee, you can have an instant coffee. That's it. It will give that happipiness to you. But the other
Yes, ma'am.
happiness, after going all that struggle and getting that into your, it's both, or both the things are coffee. Like both on the table is the same thing, but the way you enjoy that is, and the things you learn out of it is also so very different. Yeah.
Wow. This is
Yeah.
very interesting insight for me, and also I hope for all the other law students, other students also who are watching this episode.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I was,
Thank you, ma'am.
yeah, I was not so much prepared or something like that. Because I thank you for giving this opportunity. Of course, my life, as I told, like I'm not at all. I'm learning each and every day. I'm learning. Of course, today also I'm facing some. I gone for a meeting. There is, again, it's not on a positive note. It ended up, but of course
Okay.
I will go. So it's there. It's a part of it. It's not a part of life. It's a part of how you enjoy your. I mean, it should be there. Failure must be there. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much,
Thank-
ma'am, for agreeing for giving an interview on this show.
Okay. Thank you so much, Pranusha. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye, ma'am.